Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if this is the first time that you're watching. My name is Lisa, also known as the Wonder of Ivy. So for this week's video, I decided to do something a little bit lighthearted, which is an anime tag. That's basically, I'm just going to be answering some questions. I got the tag from YouTube and just answering a couple questions about different animes. So I picked this topic for this video because I have a lot actually coming up in the next couple of weeks. I will be going to the Keystone Comic-Con in Philadelphia next weekend, as well as I have a Chicago trip planned. So I know those videos are going to be really content filled and me moving around and traveling and stuff. So I was like, let me take it a little bit easy, do something a little light, and this is the anime tag. So if you are into anime, then this will kind of be fun because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm excited to know, if you guys have similar opinions to me on these questions. But maybe you're not into anime and you're watching this because you love me. Hopefully what I'm talking sounds English, but if not, it's kind of an experience to learn something new or to learn a little bit more about me. So let's get into it. Anime. Ooh, this one's hard. I feel like I'm trying to think because I'm usually more of a manga over the anime, but I don't know if what's my favorite all-time anime. I don't know. That one, I feel like a classic is always going to be Sailor Moon because that's kind of like the catalyst of what got me into anime. But as far as favorite all-time, you know what, right now I will say it's definitely Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Even though I just saw that this year, it definitely already has I'm gonna rewatch it, and it just blew me away with the concepts and everything that it had going on. The worst anime I would have to say is, it's not bad. These two aren't bad because of like the anime itself, but it's bad because they weren't true to the manga, and that is Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles and Fruits Basket. Absolutely. So I want to say 90% of the time that I do, and I'm very strategic. So what I will do is I will watch the anime first and then read the manga, because I feel like with anime and manga, similarly to like if you watch the movie before you read the book, for me, I watch whatever the show is, and then I know if I liked it, the manga can only be way better, as opposed to like if you read the manga first and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then you go to the anime and they fucked it up. Cough cough, Fruit Basket. So the original 2003 version. My favorite genre is slice of life and romance, but more specifically romance that happens in slice of life. I feel like, I don't know if I've seen any like just romantic animes. I like other stuff to be going on as well. For me, it's because a lot of times people are like, oh, anime is for kids, but it's like, no, a lot of animes, like Honey and Clover is one of my favorite slice of life animes, because like I'd be there crying my eyes out, but it's so relatable to real life, even if there's some like stuff that isn't, but just the general themes about it, and animes that can kind of make you pause and think about your life or give you introspection. Those are always going to be my favorite types of anime. I don't know what it's called. I think it's harem, where it's like one main guy and like every single girl likes him, or it's vice versa, like one main girl and every single, like reverse harem. Like I hate that shit. Like no, I just want to watch two people fall in love, or they out here playing and maybe there's one other character that likes one of the main characters, but I'm not into like, oh, everybody likes everybody. I feel like one of my favorite characters in anime slash manga is Yuko from XXX Holic. She's such a boss, and I feel like the stuff that she's always has said is stuff that like has been some of the biggest life lessons that I've had, and I love that they always come from her, and in the series she's always the one to give that advice. To me, that's always very I don't know, I'm trying to think of like every series that I've watched and like who is the person that I dislike the most. I don't know. I like anime characters that are very realistic to real life, even if it's a fantasy one where they have real, like I hate the character that's like, oh, everybody hates me and I'm still self-conscious and overthinks everything. Like, I just like a real person, that they are confident sometimes, they're not confident other times, and that's really how they are. I'm definitely a shorter is better. Give me 12 episodes in the series, that's it, that's cool. 26, I could do that. But I hate, like, we're not doing no 100, 200, 300 plus anime episodes. I'm sorry, Naruto, I try to get into you, but there was a lot going on. The longest that I saw recently was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I made an exception because that is absolutely amazing. And they kind of broke it up into seasons anyway, so it was like 12, 13 episodes a season. So that was really dope. But overall, I'm definitely shorter is better. I always like manga more, but that's because I love the story. I feel like some of the mangas are, you know, just reading it's really cool, but I do, you know, anime, I love anime, and I love, you know, if it's very true to manga, I would rather watch it, but I'm probably still gonna read it too. But I feel like there's not one over the other. It just depends on how well it's done. I choose the animes that I watch basically either my best friend Rose recommends them to me, or if I use my anime list a lot. So if I'm on my anime list and it's like, because you watch this, we also recommend this, or other users like this. That's one big way that I discover animes that I want to watch. Or if I'm like on Twitter, on Instagram, I'm seeing something's popping off, I go check the trailer, and if it looks good, that's what it is. I usually, so no matter what, for the first episode, or if it's like a new arc, I always watch the opening and the end. But after that, I don't really, because if you watch it on Netflix, it skips. If it's not on Netflix, like, I'll just let it play, but it's not something that's like, oh, I have to skip it. It really doesn't, unless I'm like, yo, I need to get to the fucking next episode, we gotta get it moving, then I'm gonna go ahead and skip on to the next show. I really don't care. I grew up basically being one of the only people that I knew that liked anime. I really found comfort like on Tumblr back in the day, or different forums talking about anime. It wasn't until I think I got to college where I met my best friend Rose, who likes anime. My husband now's into anime, and anime is more mainstream now, but it wasn't like I had to cope with nothing. I was just like, you know, people thought I was weird because I would have the manga in school with me, and I'd be like, that's cool. And I had gone to like anime clubs and stuff, but I didn't really fit in with the traditional people who made like anime at that time. Now anime, you know, anybody likes anime, but back then it, like, there was a certain association or certain stereotype that, in my experience, I found to be true. And when I went to like an anime club, I really didn't fit in with that. I definitely will. I'm not gonna finish it just because like, oh my god, I gotta find out what happens. I'll just Wikipedia it if I really don't like it. But if it's something that I started liking, usually there's not really a deterrent that's gonna stop me from watching it. So this question is geared towards the anime 7 Deadly Sins, but I'm gonna go with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because I haven't seen 7 Deadly Sins, and I feel like it would kind of have to be between Lust and Sloth. Because Sloth really didn't care, he was just lazy. Lust because, you know, she was out here doing terrible things, but she was a badass. I feel like she died a little bit too early, but she really, you know, she put on for the team when it was just her. And Gluttony, you know, she did what she had to do. I wouldn't pick like an actual person. I would pick Kero-chan from Cardcaptor Sakura. I just think he's so cute and he's so funny, and he would make the best little sidekick ever, and that's who I would pick. Definitely Usagi, Sailor Moon, because she's such a baby. She's such a crybaby baby. She loves eating, she loves love, and that's definitely me 100%. Like when I'm telling you, people send me like screen caps or something that Sailor Moon said, I'm like, girl, you know me and my life. I feel like I would definitely like a spiritual type of power where I would kind of be like in tune with your aura, or, you know, your spiritual, something like that. Not necessarily like something more divine, like, as opposed to like, oh, I could fly. What would your pet be? It would be my cat Suki. I don't know what she would do. She would be there with me and we would do this thing together. I would definitely say Usagi from Sailor Moon. Like I said, she loves eating and all that stuff. And I'm trying to think of who else from another anime. I think the one right now that I'm watching is Psyche, The Disastrous Life of Psyche K. Definitely him, because he's so sarcastic, and the stuff that he says and some of that stuff is definitely me or some of my inner thoughts. So right now those would be two that kind of describe me. It's definitely Watanuki Kimihiro. He's the best. I definitely I think it was only yesterday, because it's like a real ass world where it's just regular people. But if it was like a magical world, definitely Howl's Moving Castle. But I would have to be Sophie, and I'd have to be in Howl's Moving. Like, I can't just be another character in the world. Like, I have to be the main character, because I want to live inside Howl's Castle. This is so controversial, but I'm definitely a sub over dub almost 98% of the time. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, but you know, I'm English, or I want to do stuff. And I get that, because when I watch sub anime, which is the reason I don't really watch anime like all the time, is hard because you have to focus. Because if you look away, you're like, oh, I understand. You don't really understand Japanese, so you miss a lot if you're looking away. So but I like that though, because the sub kind of makes me focus. I'm not missing things, I'm understanding it exactly as it happens. But for me, the reason I'm always sub is because, first of all, I've been watching anime since I was young, so a lot of the voice actors are the same voice actors, and they keep getting recycled. So it would be one like, you know, they're in one show, then they're in another show, then they're in another show, and it's like, all right, like I heard the same voice like 5 times. So that to me is annoying. And also, I don't really trust a lot of dubs. I think now it's a little bit changing, but previously, like 90s, early 2000s, the dub would change so much shit because they thought American audiences weren't ready for some of the Japanese stuff. So I'm like mistrusting of that, so I'd rather just watch it sub. I don't mind reading. I usually watch everything with subtitles anyway. Definitely the battles in Full Metal Alchemist were really just amazing. Full Metal Alchemist is everything. I thought those fight scenes were very good. And Inuyasha had some boss ass scenes too. I feel like Inuyasha was like my first kind of like, even though it's not like, looking at some of the anime now, it's definitely not that gory, but I definitely thought, you know, at that time I was like, oh shit, it was really cool. I feel like my favorite anime villain would have to be, I don't know, somebody who's like misunderstood. I like the one villain in Pre-Tier, because she was the Pre-Tier, and she was like her greed and her emotions like took over her. So it wasn't like she initially started off bad. I kind of like that, where like there's a deeper meaning behind them being villainous, as opposed to just like, oh shit, I'm evil. I don't know, I'm a really picky eater. I would think, just playing it safe, some of the desserts always look good. The ramen, I don't know, I've never really had ramen like that, so, but I don't know, I feel like they always do food really well in anime. Game of Thrones, so they could fuck up whatever the fuck happened. I've seen like some like fan done Game of Thrones anime, and that to me is just like so amazing. I don't really watch a lot of TV in general, just regular TV, so for now I was just gonna have to say Game of Thrones. Definitely late 80s, early 90s. That is just some of the most beautiful anime to look at. Some of the scenes, everything, that is my favorite anime style, and I would choose an older style anime over some of the new ones.